A great feature of the SL1100 phone system is its ability to network up to 5 locations. In order to accomplish this, it will require a basic understanding of IP addresses. We realize that not all of our customers are IT professionals. That's why we created the step-by-step video tutorial of how to quickly assign an IP address to your phone system that is in the range of your local area network. The first thing we'll need to know is the address of the local area network we're installing the phone system onto. We can do this by opening a command window. So let's click on the Start menu, and where it says Search Programs and Files, we're going to type CMD and press Enter. Once we have a command prompt window open, let's type ipconfig and press Enter. That's ipconfig and press Enter. Okay, this brings up 3 addresses. The first is the IPv4 address. This is the IP address of the computer I'm currently using. The second address is the subnet mask. The subnet mask basically defines which IP addresses are a part of my local area network. This address we're going to write down for future use. So in our case, the subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. We'll call this subnet mask. The third address is the default gateway. This is the address we use to talk to the outside world. We'll want to write this number down as well. So in our case, it's 192.168.1.1, and we'll label this default gateway. Now before we move on, let's go back and look at that IPv4 address again, because it tells us something important. It tells us the address of the local area network. The network address is the first 3 groups of numbers separated by periods. In our case, it's 192.168.1. This is the network address. The very last number of the IP address is the local address of the computer that I'm on, or any device plugged into the network. So next, we'll need to create a new IP address based off of our network address. Again, 192.168.1, and this new address will be assigned to the SL1100 phone system. In order to create a new address on the network, we need to first know which addresses are already being used up by other equipment. We can do this by going back to our command window and typing ARP space hyphen the letter A and press Enter. This brings up a list of all the devices currently on my network. As you can see, I have a couple of computers and a printer, all of which are getting their IP addresses assigned to them dynamically from a router, or in some cases a server. And on some networks, you may see a list of devices with static IP addresses as well. We're looking for the last dynamic IP address. In our case, it's 192.168.1.5, and we'll create the new IP address immediately after that one. So we'll use 192.168.1.6 for the SL1100 phone system. I'd like to state at this time that if there is an IT administrator on site, I would strongly recommend letting them designate these IP addresses for you. However, if no IT person is available, this is an easy, do-it-yourself way to find out which IP addresses are already in use on your network. Now that we have our list of IP addresses, we're going to program them into the phone system. Now the phone system I'm working on here is loaded with our default programming. This default programming is preloaded onto every phone system we sell, and it's full of all sorts of time savers that 99% of customers are going to ask for. So if you didn't purchase your phone system from us, then your results might vary due to the programming currently in your system. Also, it's important that before entering these IP addresses, we want to unplug the phone system from all Ethernet connections. So if you've just taken the system out of the box, I find it best to assign the system its IP addresses before we do any other programming. Plus, we're going to have to power off the phone system after we enter these IP addresses, so I recommend getting these steps out of the way up front, reboot the system, and then dive into your programming. Also, the beauty of doing these steps up front through a phone is that we'll be assigning the phone system with a static IP address so that when we do eventually connect to the phone system through the PC Pro software, we'll know exactly what IP address the phone system has assigned to it, and we'll be able to connect to it very easily. If, on the other hand, you're working with an existing SL1100 phone system, then it would be a good idea to back up the phone system's database before changing any of these IP addresses. Alright, so let's get started. So again, with the phone system unplugged from all Ethernet connections, we're going to go to a phone and press the speaker button. Then press #*#. We're prompted for a password. That password is 12345678. And press menu. we've now entered the programming mode. The first programming code that we'll enter is 106301. This is the DHCP client mode. Our default programming has DHCP set to yes, but in this scenario, we'll want to change it to no by pressing the +1 soft key under the LCD display. This turns DHCP off. Press the menu button. Now press the mute key 2 times to back out of this program. The next program code is 101201. Here we'll see the default IP address of the phone system. We're going to update this address with the IP address that we created in step 1. So in my case, I'll enter 192.168.001.006 and press menu. At 101202, we're asked for the subnet mask, so we'll refer to the address that we obtained a couple of minutes ago. For us, it's 255.255.255.000 and press menu. At 101203, we're asked for the default gateway, so again we'll refer to our list and enter 192.168.001.001 and press menu. Now we'll press the mute key 4 times to back out of programming and press the exit button. On the LCD display, you'll see that your data is being saved. We've now assigned a new static IP address to the phone system so that every time it's rebooted, we'll still know exactly how to connect to it. So at this point, it's very important to wait at least 5 minutes before rebooting this system, because even though my display has come back up, the changes are still being written to the phone system. I'll also remind you again that if you're working with a pre-existing SL1100, it would be a good idea to back up your database before powering down. So I'm going to wait 5 minutes, power off the phone system, plug an Ethernet cable into the Ethernet port on the CPU card, and then turn it back on. And we'll pick back up again. Alright, I've rebooted my phone system, and now we just want to make sure that our programming changes have been updated. We can do this by going to any phone and pressing Menu 96. Then tap Menu again, and there you can see that the system IP address has been updated with the new IP address we created. Let's wrap this up by opening PC Pro and connecting to the phone system. Now that we've established and assigned an IP address to the phone system, we can easily connect to it using the PC Pro software. To do this, click the Connect icon in the upper left-hand corner, then enter the IP address that we created and assigned to the phone system. In our case, 192.168.1.6. Enter the username SLTech, all lowercase, and password 12345678. Then press Connect. And there we go. We're now connected to the phone system. And because we turned off DHCP through the phone, it doesn't matter if this phone system is rebooted or if the power goes out, it will always retain this same IP address. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and good luck programming your SL1100 phone system. And for more tech tips and video tutorials, visit us at NECSL1100distributors.com or give us a call at 888-632-3794.